blinding. Is sunglasses the vibe, or should I suffer?
Just put it back on. Just wear them.
Okay.
Yeah.
What is up, you guys? We are out here at Goat Rock. The guys have just finished up all of the upgrades to this Revel 4x4, and we are gonna share with you the top 10 upgrades that you need to do for your... Oh no! For your Revel! Should I do it again?
Go for it, yeah, let's just do it.
So we are gonna share with you the top 10 upgrades that you need to do to your Mercedes Revel 4x4. We are going to share the absolute #1 best thing that you need to do no matter what for last. So make sure that you watch all the way to the end to see what that is. All right, let's go.
Good to go?
We're good to go.
Okay, good to go.
What's up, Jeremy?
Hey, everybody. All right, we just had this Revel van in the shop for the past few days, and we did a bunch of upgrades. Basically, anybody that owns a Revel does not leave it as it comes off of the lot. There's always things that people want to do, and so we're going to show you the things that we would recommend that you do on your Revel van. If you want to spruce it up, make it perform better, get more versatility and function out of it, let's start on the front with a bumper. First, on the front is the beautiful CA Tune Hammerhead bumper. These are made in Sacramento by our friend Max. We did a video on that a couple weeks ago, so if you want to see more about the bumper and how it was installed and get a look into Max's shop, then watch that video. But this bumper is so cool. It is welded steel and it is connected back into the frame, so it's super strong. We've mounted a Warn winch on it, a 12,000 pound winch, so that you can get yourself out of trouble, or more importantly, get a friend out of trouble. Whoa! It's super windy today.
If you can't tell from the audio, fingers crossed it's okay.
But this bumper, it's really beautiful. First of all, a lot of the bumpers tend to be like really overstated, and they can sort of mess with the look of the Sprinter on the front end. This Hammerhead bumper is definitely the one that we recommend getting. And with the Warn winch, you basically have a full-on tow package on the front of your vehicle. Super cool. The second thing that you need to get, especially if you're getting the bumper, are some lights on the front end. Some people put the lights up above. If you're going to do the Hammerhead bumper, we really love this mounting location for the LP lights. And my personal recommendation is that you get the LP6 lights. A lot of people run the LP9 lights, which are larger, and they don't look as good. I think this is the right one to get. So the LP6 and the lights are the #2 thing that we recommend that you get for your Revel van.
The dark alley. That's honestly super impressive.
I know, it makes you feel like so much safer too if you're like, if you think there might be animals on the road or like somebody walking perhaps.
Wow.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Amazing.
Amazing.
Okay, let's move on. #3, a ladder and a surf pole. The Revel van comes with a ladder on the back, but I'm not sure what its purpose is. It doesn't take you anywhere, and it doesn't look very good, so most people pull the ladder right off of the rear door and add something like this. This is the ALUMINESS side ladder, so it's a welded aluminum ladder. They've made thousands and thousands of these. We really love the look, and it bolts right onto the Revel van without really any modifications at all, which is what you're looking for. You can store 2 surfboards or stand-up paddle boards on the sides here, which is really cool. Then you don't have to keep them inside where they might be wet and sandy. So that's #3. All right, let's move on to the back. And the rear end of the vehicle is where you can always find some good ALVANS equipment. The number 4 thing that you should add is some storage on the back of your vehicle. And if you're gonna do that, the place to go is ALVANS equipment. So we've added the ALVANS B2 carrier, and that is gonna give you a large expedition style box. So you can store wood, cooking gear, potentially a small generator. It has a shelf, and the door is even held open by one of these struts so that it doesn't blow back on super windy days like this. But storages can be quite limited inside the Revel, and if you have things that you would prefer not to have inside, then this box is definitely a place to put a ton of stuff. The B2 also is going to accommodate 2 bicycles. So the bicycles do need to mount fairly high, and most people would keep a step stool with them if they're unable to get their bike up there easily. But between having 2 bikes and all of your gear in the box mounted to the hinges on your door, it's just a ton of extra space that people really appreciate once they have it. And if they don't have it, then they're looking for it. Number 5 is the tire carrier, also by ALVANS. We've taken the spare tire out of the carrier underneath and actually gotten rid of the factory spare and put on a full-size spare. So if you're off-roading or you get a flat tire, the tire carrier gives you much easier access to be able to change it. It also looks super cool driving around. It's one of those things that gives the Revel like a true off-road kind of grumbly look, which everybody seems to like. The great thing about the ALVANS equipment is that they swing with the hinges. So really, you don't have to disconnect or unlatch anything. When you want to open your doors, you just open them and the equipment goes with it. Also, all of the ALVANS stuff is extremely strong and well engineered. There used to be quite a bit of equipment that was mounted in different ways, and it's always seemed like there were some problems with them until Al developed this system of mounting directly to the hinges. That gives it like a lot of strength. This is a really strong attachment point. And again, since it swings open with the door, it's just super convenient as well. Item number 6 that we would definitely recommend adding to your Revel van is the rear step by ALVANS as well. So basically everything on the rear end here is ALVANS equipment, and we put it on just simply because it's the best. The step is critical if you want to get into the back of your van. Step right in. If the step wasn't there, I would be looking at, I'm pretty flexible, but that's kind of dangerous, especially if you've had drinks. The ALVANS step is absolutely critical if you're going to be getting in and out of the back of your van a lot. So if you're mounting your bikes back here, or you have gear that you need to get out, that's the way to go. So for number 7, 8, and 9, we're going to take you back to the shop where it's a little bit easier to show you some of those options. One of the other requests that the customer had was to put additional water storage on the vehicle so that if they're off-grid, they can go more days without having to refill water. So since we moved the tire out of the spare tire carrier and up here, we were able to put the Northwest Conversions 21-gallon spare tire water tank under here. So this is normally where the spare tire goes. You simply drop the cage down and add a new tank. On the tank, we have an additional pump, and over here, an additional fill line. So this is essentially a spare tank reservoir. When you fill your main tank, you also fill this tank if you feel like you're gonna need that much water for a few days. And then when your main tank is full, we've actually added a switch here. This was a USB port that we've repurposed for a water pump switch. So basically you can switch it on and it will run the water from the tank underneath into the main tank, essentially doubling the storage. I think the main tank in a Revel is about 24.5 gallons, and the Northwest Conversions is a 21-gallon tank, so you've almost doubled the amount of storage in it. And since we've moved the tire out of the tire carrier anyways, it was just space that would have otherwise been vacant. So on the plumbing side of it, we've run from the pump underneath and stubbed up this pipe here, this blue pipe, just coming straight up through the floor. And then we're gonna tie this in to the inlet pipe that you would normally fill the tanks with. So right here, this pipe is gonna be sending water up from underneath into basically the same fill line that you fill all of the water with. There is a check valve underneath, a one-way valve, so that when you try to fill this with a hose, it's not back flowing into the tank underneath. So took a little bit of work and figuring out what this mess of pipe was, but we're about to hook it up for the final time and test it. So hopefully everything goes perfectly. Okay, I'm gonna work on it.
The official test.
Here we go. I can hear it working.
Woohoo! Success!
Yeah, so right now it's pumping the water from the tank underneath to the tank in here. Of course, you have to flip all these switches according to the diagram. But we are using the auxiliary tank to fill the main tank with just a simple switch. That's how we do it in Vanlands.
Woohoo!
Okay, one of the other things we added was a LTE antenna so that the client can have Wi-Fi when they're on the road. This is the PEPWAVE antenna, and we just mounted it right here. Kind of hard to see. Right there, onto the factory roof rack. That picks up all 3 bands of LTE and converts it to a Wi-Fi signal inside the vehicle. So basically multiple users can be on their devices, sending emails, watching videos, whatever. So this is, we should have like a horn. Everybody has to like stop and lay down for a second. Anyways, that's what it is. There. Okay, speed upgrade. We are installing the RENNTECH tuning kit. Performance without compromise, so we'll see. It's a pretty easy installation. All you need to do is push the start button once, give it a second, push it again. If you feel the fans blowing, then you've done it right. And then we're just gonna stick this in here. Stick this in here. Turns green and then red. There's a little toggle switch on here that says tuned or stock. We have it to tuned right now, so we're just gonna wait a couple minutes. I thought we were closed. So the light turns green and then we pull it out and it has been reprogrammed to be faster, more horsepower, and better fuel mileage, we hope. So
wow, that's honestly such a crazy little tool that it does that.
Yeah, totally. It's something to consider is that before this van would go back to the dealership and have any service done, it should be reflashed back to stock, because it does change the way the engine works, and there could be some issues potentially with like smog testing or the dealer not recognizing with their instruments the tuning on the vehicle, and it could just be a problem. So the protocol is to flash it to tuned when you want to drive around and get all the benefits of the RENNTECH, but you would actually switch it back to stock before you take it into the dealer. This is the before. We have not installed it yet, so we're just going to do a little 0 to 60 test, or as fast as we can get going on this residential street. I mean, this closed course with the professional driver. Ready?
I don't know.
Yeah. Here we go. Oh.
And so is car coming.
Okay, we're counting.
Oh my gosh, so dangerous. There's a stop sign coming up.
Okay, that was it. We hit 60.
Oh, woohoo! We did it.
It took a while.
We got the green light ready to go. It's round 2. We are testing out officially the engine tuning. It is all good to go. We're gonna try and hit 60 again.
Yeah.
Really fast.
The plan.
All right. Let's see what happens. We're doing this. I should put my seatbelt on.
Yeah, put your seatbelt on, you wackadoodle. All right, here we go. All right, here we go. 0 to 60. Here we go.
Oh my gosh, that's so fast. Already massive difference. There's Barry! There he goes! It seemed way faster. I noticed a massive difference just being the passenger for both of these experiences.
Yeah. I mean, it's no Tesla ride, but
Oh,
it
really?
is a van and it has all of your living stuff here. So what do you expect?
Yeah, that was pretty great though.
Yeah.
Probably faster than my car, to be honest.
And the number 10 thing, which is the number 1 thing that we recommend that you do, it would be the suspension kit. Basically, every van can benefit from having its suspension upgraded, especially ones that are on the heavier side, and now we're going to be adding more gear and more water to the van, so we need to give it a little bit of support. And we'll show you right here. We've done the Van Compass 4.3 suspension kit, which is an adjustable front shock, an adjustable rear shock, and also an add-a-leaf kit for the back. Your off-road performance is really going to be drastically improved with this. It's just going to keep the tires on the ground and balance out the vehicle, especially when it wants to like rock side to side. So if you're driving down the street and you're entering a parking lot and it's an uneven surface, these vans definitely tend to sway side to side, and this kit is going to balance it out and give you much better feel. On windy days, probably one of the number 1 things we hear from clients is that they get a lot of sway when it's windy. It is a high profile vehicle. The wind is blowing, you're definitely gonna feel it. The suspension kit is going to balance those forces out and give you really better handling, more confidence on the road. So I would say if you were to do one of these items of the 10 that we've mentioned, the suspension kit would be the number 1 that I would recommend. We did a ton of work on this. If you want to know more about everything we did, then check the link in the description. We're actually going to put all of this together into one package. So visit the website, you can see all the items we added, and you can actually see the total price that it would cost to have all of this done to your Revel van.
Say goodbye. Bye, son. Also, bye YouTube. That's it for this video. We hope that you guys enjoyed. We also want to know what upgrades you have done to your 4x4, so leave that in the comments, and also what your personal number 1 you cannot live without upgrade is. All right, that was it. So we will catch you guys in the next one.